that's what years of getting bullied on the bus will do that.
Speaking of emotional Italians.
Next up at UFC Vegas 75, we have Marvin Vettori taking on Jared Cannonier. Marvin Vettori, 19-5 overall, 3-2 in his last 5, coming off the controversial win over Roman Dolidze. He's taking on Jared Cannonier, 16-6 overall, 3-2 in his last 5, coming off that split decision win over Sean Strickland. I'll tell you right now, neither one of these guys won their last fight. All right, so there's the even playing field for anybody saying Marvin shouldn't have won. Neither one of these guys won their last fight. They both should have lost. The judges got it wrong. They were close, though. But anyway, Marvin Vettori is a grappler at his core, but he has developed striking over time. He's got a good set of takedowns. He's going to go body locks. He's going to do hit and run doubles. His striking continues to improve. He's gotten very comfortable trading with people. He's got a positive striking differential. He averages almost 2 takedowns per fight, and he has a 75% takedown defense. Since 2016, he has only lost to Izzy and Robert Whittaker. He's taken on Jared Cannonier, 16-6. This guy has a good-sized career with a ton of finishes and fights in multiple weight classes. He's come all the way down from heavyweight, and he's now just a giant man at middleweight. He's a powerful guy. He's incredibly dangerous. He switches from southpaw to orthodox. He throws kicks from both sides. He's got solid grappling defense, and he is massive for this division. He only has 2 takedowns in the UFC, but if he does somehow end up on top, he's got a ton of power and pressure. Jared Cannonier is a very, very dangerous man, but I don't know what he's going to do to Marvin Vettori. Marvin Vettori's head is built like a station wagon, so you're not going to knock this dude out. Marvin Vettori's going to be the better grappler. He's got great wrestling defense, good wrestling offense. Like, I don't know what Jared Cannonier is going to do here. If Marvin had a human chin, this would be a different situation, but he doesn't. So I think a takedown's off the table. Jared Cannonier can be low volume. Marvin Vettori is not. We only saw him getting... Yeah, Jacob mentioned he's an emotional time. He is emotional. When he fought Izzy the first time... When he fought Izzy the first time...
You guys!
When he fought Izzy the first time, it was a very close fight. A very close fight, their first fight. He could have won, frankly. The second time, he was emotional. And he would just... He wouldn't wrestle.
Thought he won the fight.
He wouldn't do what he was supposed to do because he was just so emotional. He's not going to be like that in this fight. Yes, a lot of people think he lost to Roman Dolidze. Well, a lot of people think Jared Cannonier lost to Sean Strickland. So Marvin Vettori's going to win. I have a money line on him. I overpaid. I way overpaid for the money line. You're going to get him at minus 112. Again, I don't know how Jared Cannonier can win this fight. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, and I think the thing that we need to touch on kind of the most, which I think kind of sets these fighters apart, is the age. I mean, we mentioned the age gap before. We brought the quadratic equation into the I can't even fucking think at this point. I mean, holy shit! But wait, you got to pee? You doing the potty dance?
No, you're melting.
I mean, I look like you were doing the potty dance a little bit.
No,
you got pee? You got TT?
But
I mean, Jared Cannonier is 39 years old. And obviously, he doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like he's really slowing down too much, but he is 39 years old. Marvin Vettori, 29 years old, still not even reaching the prime of his career. In his mind, he still thinks he can be the world champion. I think that's kind of left the Jared Cannonier. I think Jared Cannonier at this point realizes he's going to have to win probably 2, maybe 3 more fights to get a title shot. At that point, he's going to be 42 years old. It's probably out of the picture. Marvin Vettori is still a confident guy. I mean, this guy believes that he beat Izzy twice. I mean, he thinks that he is a world champion caliber fighter. I think both these guys are not really top 5 guys. Marvin Vettori is not a guy that's going to be a world champion. His striking just isn't good enough against strikers. His wrestling isn't good enough against real wrestlers. You saw Robert Whittaker just absolutely handled, didn't have any issues with a guy like Marvin Vettori. But in this matchup, I think stylistically it works really well for Marvin Vettori because Jared Cannonier doesn't really have anything off. I completely agree with your breakdown. When I broke this down, I thought, oh yeah, Marvin Vettori is probably going to be like a minus 175, maybe a minus 200. I might even still play value at minus 175 for a guy like Marvin Vettori because he can't really get knocked out. He's got wrestling. He's going to have the pace. He's going to have the pressure. And he's going to have the determination because he wants another title shot. He's going to have to win a few fights in a row to get it, but still 29 years old, hitting the prime of his career. He's still going to be improving where he is at in his career. And I think he comes forward, has the pressure, cage control, maybe gets a takedown or two, and it's just all over Cannonier for this entire fight. I don't think he's going to be able to find if he's not really a finisher. Maybe if he gets able to get a takedown, maybe there's a weird kind of Vettori submission. But, I think it's a Vettori play all the way. Maybe we look stupid in this. Maybe Cannonier comes in, lands a big shot, hurts him, follows up with shots, and it gets a finish or something weird. But as far as a decision fight, I kind of trust Marvin Vettori to come in, push the pressure, push the pace, land the shots, land the volume, and then win this decision. So I'm kind of a Marvin Vettori play all the way, honestly.
No, I completely agree. I mean, obviously we're on the same page here. I am surprised it's being bet down to a pick'em. I get Jared Cannonier is a dangerous guy, but Marvin has proven to have an incredible chin. Jared Cannonier just had 25 minutes with Sean Strickland, who we saw get absolutely flatlined, right? We saw him get flatlined, and Jared Cannonier couldn't do anything like that to him. Marvin Vettori, we've never even seen him go cross-eyed for a half a second. I mean, his chin is held up. I imagine it'll still hold up, and I think that's Jared's only way to win.
You can't get knocked out if you
fight.
live your life knocked out, because he's a little bit, those Italians.
What about him?
A little bit, something not right. They're wired. I mean, they're wired a little bit different.
Anyway, we're both on the same side here. 8,000 into 8,200 in DraftKings. I'm going to spend the 8,000. If you are on the Cannonier side and you feel strongly, spend the $8,200, man. That's a great price point for a guy as dangerous. Jared Cannonier is the far more dangerous guy in this fight. It's not even close. But yeah, we're on the same page here, Jakey boy. And this line continues to tighten. I imagine it's going to take back off, but we'll see what happens. The weigh-ins will be interesting to see what happens to the line movement because Jared's massive. So I imagine there'll be a face-off the weigh-ins, and some people will pop in and be like, oh, wow, look how big this guy is. And then go from there.
Yeah, determine, does Marvin have his head shaved again? And what is he looking like? That head shaved Marvin that's a different dude.
I don't know. He's a handsome guy. They really, they know how to build him over there. They know how to build him over there. Head
shaved Marvin is, Jesus.
Anyway,
it's like the guy in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I don't remember. I've seen it. I don't remember it.
Oh, what a great movie.
I imagine. Guys, unlock the tools. It's not just about copy-paste bets. We've got tools. We have information. We have everything you need to build yourself winning tickets, winning DraftKings. The line movement tracker has identified a bunch of weirdo movement on this card. 5 lines had fully flipped from underdog to favorite. 16 fighters have had 20% or more in their line movement. All of these odds are from BetOnline, and BetOnline for this card specifically was the very first book to put numbers on the board. So the line move was more dramatic than you may see on your book, but that's what's so important. You could see what Vegas thought and then what the sharps thought. You're also going to get detailed data, metrics, analytics, literally 38 columns of that. There are people out there selling something that resembles this spreadsheet for $10. We're selling this with everything else for $10, and we're building a hub where you can go and do your own research. You could also tail our bets. You can build lineups. You can do all of those things and unlock the safety parlay. Up 8 units this year alone, 20 units since we've been tracking. And while 8 isn't the most dramatic number, that's almost 1 unit a month on just the safety parlay. And let's zoom in very quickly. A few of these times, we had a couple of drops. Some last-minute fight drops really reduced what the payouts would be. Only 0.2 units here, 0.3 units here. But when it
sound
hits,
like me talking about lock of the week.
Solid. I'm just explaining why it's 8 units.
No,
and
I get it.
It's not just me and Jakey boy. We got Artem here breaking down PFL, breaking down Bellator, LFA, and all the other cards. This week specifically, there is a Bellator and a PFL, and you can unlock his insight, his information, his bets, his leans for those as well as the UFC. And if you want $50, I'll send you $50. We on picks.com/bet. Sign up, make a deposit. We will send you $50. What do you think? Jakey boy, any last words from you?
Exciting lock of the week video tomorrow. Look out for that. We've got a big one coming. There's a storm coming. Oh boy. you reading now, brother? That was tough to do.
Okay, goodbye.